Hi everyone, Father Lamb here. It is Wednesday, June 18th. I gotta say, yesterday I was struck by the gospel. What's happening in Matthew's gospel is that Jesus is talking about, he just came from the Sermon on the Mount and he's continuing and he talks about the old law, but here's the new law. And so yesterday he said to his disciples, you have heard it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. Okay, that was the old law. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Because he goes on to say, if you love those who love you, what recompense will you have? Anybody can love those who love them. So anyway, this passage really brings up the question, who's my enemy? Who's this enemy that I'm called to love? Uh, my enemy, terrorists, uh, conservatives, liberals, the person who lives next door to me, person I live with. Who's my enemy? And Jesus never called us to like our enemies or like people. He calls us to love everyone. What does that mean? Well, St. Thomas Aquinas would say that love is to will the good of the other as other, to will what's best for somebody else. And I love that line of Schultz's from Peanuts comic strip, but he puts it into the words of Linus. And Linus says, I love mankind. It's people I can't stand. Like, it's easy to love people in general. Yay, I love people. But that certain person, that you just can't get along with, or the person that hurt you, or hurt someone that you love. And it's like, now that's there. And what happens is, if we don't attend to that, it can really turn into a hardened resentment. As I said many times before, the word resentment comes from two Latin roots. Re means back or again, and sentire means to feel. So resentment means to feel backward and to feel again, and it locks us in the place of our pain. And what we need to do then is to bring that before the Lord. And if you can make this concrete, it'll just mean a lot more. And what I mean by that is, the spiritual life is not a theory. We have to live it in concrete reality. So there's someone in your life that you're struggling to love, someone that you resent. If someone comes up to mind, bring that before the Lord, see? And we bring that before the Lord and we then pray for that person to will the good of the other. Lord, give them all the best in life, health and wealth, peace, whatever it is that, they need. Give them all that they need. And what you'll notice is you can't pray for someone and resent them at the same time. You're either going to begin through prayer to let go of the resentment, or if you stop praying, that resentment may surface again. And when we struggle with this, sometimes it's good to see others through the eyes of Christ. And I think specifically to see them through the crucifixion. So you struggle to love that person or even to like them. You don't want to be in the same room as they. Take a look at them through the eyes of Jesus. And there's Jesus on the cross, forgiving all these people who tortured him and killed him. He did nothing wrong. That's the love of Christ that Jesus is pulling us toward. And of course, it's way beyond our strength. And that's why we have to ask God for help. It's like, Jesus, you need to love this person through me because I can't do it, see? And maybe this week, if we want to be at peace in our own hearts, we just might bring that person we're struggling to love before the Lord and just to pray for them and ask God to give them all the best in life. Love is to will the good of the other. And ultimately, what we'll find is that forgiveness is a gift that we give ourselves. And what a gift it is. God bless you.